Hello, 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 and welcome to the Monday night episode of the Blitz Pickup. It's your girlfriend Sanity, and I'm back. Shout out to that. Um, are we allowed to troll? Like, is it a safe place to troll? If you weren't in the spaces today, you missed a crazy one. Oh my gosh, I'm so explosive. Make sure you follow all of us on X. Just get into all that type of juicy business outside of it. Now, to the football talk that we're going to finally be able to get into. We're setting a culture, we're setting an atmosphere at practice. We're going to get into what we're hearing. And then it's time to, I guess, start breaking down some of the positional groups and what our expectations are going to be. And why not start where it's going to be fun, the secondary, where it's going to be young, it's going to be energetic, it's going to be fast. But will they be able to hold it together against such a tough schedule? The guys are definitely going to get into that today. Tony, Lil, I don't got no side comments or anything, to say today. I'm trying to make sure it's a safe space, a safe place. It's a Monday. I want the energy to be high and great. But to everyone who gave me their flowers at the end of the space, I truly appreciate it. Some of it was true, some of it was embellished, but I appreciate every single one of you. Let's get into the show. Come on, guys, let's do this.
Vincenti, I just want to apologize ahead of time if we don't get to the second part of the second question.
Okay.
Just blame Lou for it. That's all I want to say right now.
I always get blamed for everything.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, man, I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of things to say. But you know what? I want to hear what I was asking earlier, but I just want to hear what my brother got to say about the first topic because there's been a lot of talk. You know what? I'm trying to keep calm. I don't want to turn up right now. I'm trying to save my energy for later on. But yeah, I've been waiting for this one. That's all I'm gonna say.
Lou, any opening
I,
thoughts?
nah. Listen, I can already feel the setup coming. It's gonna come somewhere. Um, Again, when Tone says he want to listen to me first, I know the setup is behind it. So,
I didn't say
um,
not. I
hey,
didn't say I wanted to listen to
Insanity,
you
is that
first.
not what he said? Is that not what he said?
He said
I
he
didn't say I
wanted to
wanted to
hear
listen
what
to you
you had to
first.
say.
I
No, he
said
didn't
I,
say
I
first.
couldn't wait to hear what you're going to say. I didn't say first, or second, or
Yeah.
third. Yes, boy,
He
see,
he he
that's what he
also
do.
said he also said he waiting for the second part. So he want to turn up later. That's what he said.
I did not say. I say if we don't make it to the second part, blame you for it. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying if we don't talk secondary today, it's all because of Luke. That's all I'm telling you. I just wanted to forewarn for insanity because I know this might go left, or it might not. You know what? Let me stop. I'm just projecting right now. It might go just as smooth as possible. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I just wanted to say y'all been forewarned. That's all I'm saying.
Are we ready?
Yeah,
Oh
we
yeah.
ready.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay. So if you weren't, watching last show, please go and watch it. It was a great conversation. But we were talking about the integral things about rookie mini camp and getting into, is stretching, important or vigorous. Now I don't know where these young men are going to take this conversation, but I'm here for the ride just with you. Tony, do you want to go first or do you want to pass this question to Lou? I'm asking,
I wouldn't mind going first at all. I don't mind going first.
okay. All right,
For saying
Tony. Tony, take it away. Go ahead.
okay, I'm be real. I'm not gonna start no trouble. But I just remember, a couple last episode. People was talking about stretching and the lack of importance of it, and I was trying to. You was too as well, for saying I won't leave you out to say it starts with the mindset. Now we over here. That's our biggest thing. We talk about mindset. Now someone was talking about physicality, and I'm just want to know if they were being physical, or did you ever see any footballs thrown? I was like, yes, I saw footballs being thrown. So what they actually was saying? Oh, you talk about inside under the sun. I'm like, no, they were outside as well, right? But I wasn't there, so I have to wait until But y'all do know, here locally they have shout out to my dog Joe Rose. He been on one as of late. Now, according to Joe Rose, for Cindy, I heard. Now this is what I heard because people were saying, "Oh, he got to keep his word." I heard Hafley had. This is only in the mini camp now. He took the old school approach, even added in gashes. Now, if y'all haven't played football before, let me explain to y'all what gashes are. And I'll say that. Let me preface this by saying this: out of all the years I've been going to training camp, never seen this. ever. Now, I thought it was illegal. I'm gonna be real. I thought it was illegal. I'm not sure if it is. But gases is now you have the either the 110 gases or you have the 100 gases. The 110 gases is you run from end zone to end zone. The 100 gases is you run from sideline to sideline, up, there and back, right? And it's time. Now I don't know if it was time, but the word is he was trying to see if they were going to quit or throw up first. Which one was going to happen? And I said, I'm gonna be real with you now. For all of they was in shorts and pet t-shirts and there were no pads and was they being physical? And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But trying to break someone, insanity, maybe you'll help me because he could talk later. Is that trying to see if someone's mentally tough to you?
Absolutely.
Mentally tough. Now I do know that two-a-days are illegal.
Illegal. They are illegal.
Who reported this?
This was on Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Yes, the Joe Rogan.
And this was on the first day of training camp or the second day?
This was the 2 days, both days.
So they ran gassers both days.
Yes.
Of minicamp.
Okay. Minicamp, yes. So now I did now two-a-days are illegal. And I'm just gonna say before we start arguing, because I know he's gonna come out and say it's trash, but two-a-days, I'll assume. But I did also, after running the gases, he sent them to the weight room afterwards. Now, again, if you have never done this, I have, right? I've done it on the high school level. I never did it on the college level. I have. If you want to talk about mentally and physically exhausting, go out and try to do that. So let me break it down just a little bit. If you do from when I was in high school, we had to do it. I think it started at 19 seconds.
Yeah, the tone freeze up
Yeah,
because I can't hear
that's
him.
what I'm looking. I'm looking. Yeah, speaking of gases,
Yeah.
Tony's internet just got gas.
Tony's gas from that terrible take he was trying to tell y'all. Now,
He didn't even finish. Oh, that's terrible. Go ahead.
no. So my boy will be back, man. Like sometimes things happen. Now what's crazy is Finn saying I didn't hear about none of these reports, and now all of a sudden we're hearing about gassers.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody that was there, the Alan Poupars of the world, that the Omar Kellys that were there from day one, the David Fiones is there from day one. Nobody wrote any story about gassers, but now all of a sudden there was gassers.
Well, maybe they had the mentality like you, Lou, and didn't care about the stretching and all that.
Well, no, but gassers ain't stretches.
It's cardio. It's good cardio.
Don't you
Do you
think?
care?
Don't
Do you care about cardio? Sorry. Do you care about cardio, Lou?
Absolutely,
Okay. Just so we're here. Okay.
absolutely. All I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying is going from where we were with Mike McDaniel, and I think if for me, and I'm not trying to say it's bullshit of this story. I'm not trying to say that at all. What I am saying though is, pardon me if my ears raise a little bit, because it's hard for me to believe insanity from where we came from, how soft Mike McDaniel and that era was, right? That perceived Mike McDaniel was a pushover. Nothing was ever hard. Don't you think that if we would have got gassers day one, anybody that would have been a story in the media? Coming from where we just came from? That the same Alan Poupars, Omar Kelly, David Fiones, and everybody else that wrote stories that Mike McDaniel was the softest human being in the world. You mean to tell me the very next time you get these players in the building with new coaches and stuff, and they bring a different mindset, nobody wrote about it?
Sorry,
That doesn't seem odd to y'all a
I
little
don't
bit?
know. The light, the power went out real quick, so I had to restart. Hopefully, I'm
Absolutely.
restarted
My
my
dog's back,
You're great.
man. My
And
dog's
so
back.
now listen, I'm glad you said that because and it clipped me, so it just ran you into that trap. So Omar was there when he was talking about it to confirm it. Just so you know, he was on the show
Yeah, but
this
that's what
morning.
I'm saying.
That was this
Right,
morning.
but why did it take? But Omar Kelly has run multiple stories and been on multiple shows before
But
the one he was on
so,
today.
but just because he didn't write it, did make it not true?
I,
Right.
I, Tom,
You
the first
said you
thing I
ain't hear
said,
nobody.
no.
You said you didn't hear nobody write
The
about it. But I'm
first
letting
thing
you know, Omar was on that show when he was telling the
today,
story about it. Yes, today, this morning. Yeah,
when were those practices?
Saturday or Friday and Saturday.
Thursday and Friday, right? Or
Mm-mm.
Friday and Saturday?
Friday
Okay,
and
Friday and
Saturday.
Saturday. And now we
Yes.
hear Monday morning. So what I'm saying is, Omar Kelly was on a show Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Omar Kelly was on a show, I believe, early this morning as well. What I'm saying is David Friones was also there, Tone. When I say when you left, Tone, it's not that I don't believe it. It's that could I be a little skeptic of the story though? Is that
For
okay?
what? For what? Because
Again,
when
nobody
he's
else, nobody reported it.
well, because they
Well,
didn't
that was on
understand.
them.
So hold
That
on,
was their
wait.
missed opportunity.
But well, they didn't understand, which is why I was trying to break it out to people. So they didn't understand what that process is. Because if you're on the outside, if you're just a writer, you just see it just looked like because they did say it was different, and he was teaching them the right way to run, the right way to stretch, right? And they made a joke out of it. See, but
Mm-hmm.
Joe Rose was the one from a player that understands what that means. He had to break it down the same way that I did. He said, "Well, let me. I'm gonna tell you the first time that I did it, and when we did that in camp, I threw up." He said that is making them mentally tough. So to let them know,
Right.
and Omar did say, he said, I didn't look at it that way. I would just, I just thought it was normal. So he did say that. So Joe Rhodes had to bring it to their attention, like, oh, no, let me understand you what that, and then go to, and he said, and then he say, and didn't they go? He said, and then send them to the weight room afterwards. No, that's sin. If that's mentally getting you mentally prepared for that. There's a reason. Now I don't like it. I didn't like it. There's a reason they took all that kind of stuff out of football because people were getting too soft, and they was thinking it was overworking people and things of that nature. But no, and the reason why I'm going to the mindset because from now we might take it as a joke. Well, I won't because I've been there through that before, right? But understanding what that means and what it takes, because I'll tell you this. More people has quit, and this is just me going throughout my Pop Warner all the way up to high school, right? More people have quit doing the gases and the conditioning segment than any other segment in football. People do not make it through that. That's why they figure out if you're gonna have the mental makeup to make this team. They don't make it through that. That's where they try to break you at. And I'm just gonna be keeping 100. If anyone that ever been a part of any team sport, I think someone said it. They had the suicide version in basketball. They make you do suicides. Yeah. More people quit from that than practicing and learning the playbooks and doing. No. It's the conditioning part where you get broken. But they took that out of sports. They took how important that was. That's why what? It's funny how the injuries wasn't that they were getting hit harder and could do a lot of more illegal hits, but you wouldn't get as injured. People want you know that thing when you see, you remember that? Y'all know what this means? Stop, coach. You ain't see that back in the days because they were in shape and they was getting physically prepared for that. Correct. Go ask anyone. Where do people quit the most? During that process. Before you get to put the pads on, before you go to learning the playbook, before you get to running the plays and taking it to the field, that's what they get, either there or in the weight room. I'm just keeping it up. But Lou, I'm just saying that part right there is what I took out from there. But go ahead, my brother, because I know you got a little rebuttal. But I just want to say, do you keep that same? Well, you already saying, kind of throwing in, trying to question the story. Don't question the story. This is what came out, right? What you can, I'm not gonna say. But if they're doing that, I like it. I'm not gonna lie. This is one thing that I'm like, I approve that way and that mentality of getting these players to outwork anyone else. And that's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. And I was just trying to, on Friday's episode again, I seen that you and Finsanity were picking a side. So I was just going to again, crack some jokes and this, that, and the third. And
Oh, you picked
I
this
was
side.
gonna, again, I'm
Pick
gonna
the
pick
right
the other
side.
side.
We picked the right side. Go ahead.
Well, I mean that's opinion based, but I mean, yeah, in y'all your opinion, you pick the right side. Um, I'll say this, Tone and Insanity. Again, from a mind standpoint, I can't debate that. All I'm questioning is, I think the same guy that reported it on Monday was on a show on Friday, the first day of training camp. And again, Tone, I don't know if you heard what I was telling Insanity. Coming from where we came from with Mike McDaniel and everybody and their mama knew this team, the narrative, we were saying it the whole time. This team is soft. Mike McDaniel's too soft, this, that, and the third. I would have thought that more people would have reported about gassers and it being a very tough practice on Friday instead of having to wait till Monday. But if it is true, if the story, and by all accounts, this is what's being said now, we got to run with it. Then to you and Consanity's point, yeah, I love it from the mindset, Tone. Because again, if that's the case, they're trying to break them down mentally. And, I would be a hypocrite if I came out here. I've always said, yeah, 50% of the game is physical, the other 50 is mental. And I believe that the Dolphins had certain physical guys. I don't think they had the right mental guys. I think that's what when people used to blame the coaching and the general manager, I used to blame the mindset on the field, right? So from this standpoint, Tone, Finsanity as well, I will say if this is the case and he's working them like this, then yeah, I like that mindset. See what you got and see if you can break them down early. Weed the guys out, right? The guys that are willing to compete and the guys that are willing to put in the work, keep them around. And you just, to your point, Tone of Insanity, the guys will show you if they're not mentally stable and if they can't take it, they'll just walk away themselves. They'll quit and they'll make their jobs easier for Sully and Hafley to determine the 53 men going to be on this roster. So yeah, from that standpoint, I like it.
Well, did you actually, another thing, Cyphers, I don't know if you had something, but I got one question. Did you hear that Caden Proctor came in at 357?
Yeah. I heard you came in at 357. Yeah.
So why no one talking about this? I'm trying to figure it. No, I'm not letting you get away. No one get away with this. I am not.
That's y'all's guy. Why I got to talk about Caden Proctor?
Well, because when the mentality part was, and the question of his mental health, his mental makeup, everyone was running with that story. You drafted a guy over here, and he got mental problems, and he got to stay motivated. He's not a self-starter. Where is all that?
We didn't say that. Well, again, we brought it up. No.
We
brought it up. We brought it up during when he was drafted, right? Then when the more stories came out, right? And Tone, you've been highlighting it all the time that it was his year one in college. Again, if you're talking to everybody else, I'll respectfully bow out. I haven't brought up nothing about Caden Proctor not working or being at that again. I haven't said that. I didn't say nothing about him being overweight or nothing like that. I brought up what they said during his draft process. When you pointed out it was his first year in college, right? Again, y'all know how we do. Go get the audio of me saying anything about his weight or anything like that. I'll wait on that.
But his mental makeup, though, you did.
No, I didn't question. Again, I questioned it after that first year, right? And after that, when y'all said it was no issue, what did I say? Okay, we got to see if he does it. I haven't brought up his mental again. Have I said that?
You didn't. I just think I found it funny that we were all, not we, you guys were all so willing to engage in conversations about the negative part or why it's a problem or to confirm why y'all didn't think he was the correct pick at 12. Oh, now he got the mental, this. But now, and I said this when y'all was saying it in space, and I said it over here. I say, how come everyone keeps leaving out the fact that he was 17 years old and that was only his first season? Why aren't we focusing on, but however, right? The next two seasons, we didn't hear nothing about that. We didn't.
Right.
No one. Now, it was very loud, and everyone had something to say when it was, Nick Saban said this, and he got, do y'all trust Nick Saban and this and that? But when it came out, when they said they spoke to him, and Sully came out and said, well, when he showed up, he was already at 275. 375. Sorry. Now you mean to tell me now? Correct me if I'm wrong. That was during the combine, right? That was during the combine.
I believe so. Yes, sir.
What did he have to work? What did he have to work out for, and get prepared for after the combine? Nothing.
His pro day, right?
No.
He didn't have a pro day.
Did he do a pro day? I didn't see them do a pro day. I'm be
Well,
honest with
yeah,
you.
yeah. I'm just asking.
I know
I
I
don't
know
know
Yeah,
for sure.
Alabama had one, but I didn't watch
yeah, I
how
didn't
that
see
worked.
him do a pro day. And even after the pro day, what did he after when all that was done? Who was there? Who was watching this young man? Who was there
Well,
making
we don't
sure
know.
to lose from there and still lose weight? I think it should have been that the self starter part is what no one's talking about.
Mm.
But that's what everyone wanted to talk about when it was negative. See, when it was negative and he wasn't a self starter, we all went, oh, we talk about the mentally, you know what I'm saying? You got to be mentally weak if you can't stay in shape. Okay, cool. I hear you. But now is it mental toughness when you overcame that and now you not
And
only
you staying
coming
in
in
shape?
shape,
Mm-hmm.
you're
Absolutely.
in no one's there.
Mm-hmm.
No one's watching. You got to do this all on your own. And then to not leave it there, to come in even better shape by the start of rookie mini camp. I'm just saying, sound like someone that's taking care of him own self and no,
What's the
don't
next?
need.
What's the next time they come into the building, Tone Finsani? OTAs?
Well, they was so if I'm correct, I saw them there on Monday. I saw the Dolphins post something about Monday vibes, and they had them work all of them on the field doing like the little workout. Excuse me, little workout and drills and things like that.
Are they allowed to do that?
That's what I don't know. I saw it on the Miami Dolphins channel page.
Because I could have swore don't they get like a month and a half a break before they actually come back into like OTAs and really kick off like training camp and stuff? Don't they get like a month and a half break?
Mhm.
Well, okay, so let's make this.
Now I'm not saying they can't come in the building and get treatment and
I
things of
would
that
say,
nature
and you can't come work. Remember the
and
thing
work
that
out, right?
remember the thing Malik Willis did. They came and ran or did drills without the coaching staff.
But
You
yeah, but
remember?
this is what I'm saying. During this point though, and again I'm asking, can they do that at the facility? I think they can go and
Yes,
meet
you
up
could
at
come
other
into the
places.
facility. Wait, you could cut. So if when it comes to, and I don't know if coaches can be there. I
Oh,
don't know.
without coaches, I get what you're
I would
saying.
just say when it comes to
Right.
this, the coaches, but players could come in there, in and out that facility, work out and do whatever they want. You
Okay,
get what I'm
all right.
saying? So yeah, now that's my case. And remember, they have 3 days. So remember, I did say they had 3 days on there. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It could have been that they used the third day, however it was. I'm not sure, but I did see on the channel, I mean on the page that it said Monday night routine or something like that. I mean Monday morning routine. I'm like, oh, I see people in the building running drills and being there, and I saw Zach Sealer there. I saw now. See, I thought it was. I was like these old videos until I seen Hafley in the videos. I said, oh, wait a minute, Hafley's out here. So this is not nothing new. I mean, this isn't old. This is brand new footage. So I don't know how it's working, but all I'm saying is I'm seeing a lot of things that to what you was about to say, Lou. These aren't mandatory. So I don't know. Maybe that's something that they're looking forward to. Because what we don't want them to be is we don't want them to be comfortable. I think if Hafley continue on this path, right? I think he hit one of the major things I think was lacking on his team and what most every team, well, all the successful teams have, which is from a franchise standpoint, is they don't allow people to get comfortable in buildings, right? When you're successful, it's always something to address, something to work on, something to give you an edge or something like that for you to continue to have something to work for, to have a chip on your shoulder or something of that nature. So I'm liking that mentality. You always got to stay ahead of the game. If you're not going to do it, then this guy is. So if you're not willing to come in and work on your days off, I got these young guys behind you that's willing to do it. Let them come show up in training camp and they already ahead of the game, and you're just trying to get in shape. That keeps everyone on their toes and everyone on their A game. And I like it. I'm be honest with you. I really like that part.
Oh yeah. Okay, so our off-season schedule going forward, because this whatever happened today was not scheduled, so this was voluntary on the guys to come into the facility. OTAs will start next week on the 18th, 19th, then the 21st. Then we have May 26th, 27th, and then the 29th, and then June 8th through 9th, and then 11th. But we will have a mandatory mini camp from June 2nd to the 4th. Uh, Tony, to your point, competition, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, these guys are feeling like, hey, there really is an opportunity here to compete, and that everything is, being, watched. So, my question for you would be, if you're a coach, outside of showing up on your days off, just coming in, hitting the weight room, doing all that type of stuff, what would you expect not only the rookies but the vets to do in order to change this culture and truly fight for a spot that is where it is technically open competition? Like, you're the coach, what are you looking for from those players, veterans and rookies coming in?
I would expect for them to not take anything from granted. And that is from, like what I said when I saw from Big Vendio. That is from just doing the drills. You know how they do. You know what? And shout out, saying you could close your ears on this one. One thing that I learned, and I pay attention with Ruben Bain. Watch how, when they get the dummies and they do watch how he attacked that like he's really attacking someone. He don't just do it like boom, throw it up. No, he does it. He does it like he's trying to actually destroy his guy in front of him and give 100%. And also don't take like it's not like a lackadaisical. I'm paying attention to that because I saw that a lot of people just going in through the motion, and I keep saying this. Vic Fangio is the only one that I've seen put emphasis on that. I'm looking for all of these players to take that same mentality, right? I've seen it with Bradley Chubb, even Zach Sealers and all. They running the drills, but they're on the sideline because I'm Bradley Chubb, I'm Zach Sealer. You know what I'm saying? You get more serious when they get closer. But I need them to have that mentality from day one, right? Habit. Whatever you're doing, it becomes a habit and it becomes second nature to you. If you're not used to going 100% at all times, then what makes you think you're going to flip that script, that flip that switch, and all of a sudden you're 100% in everything, and you're going to give 110% on every down, every play? You're not used to it. You aren't. And as a humans, we are creatures of habit. And I expect them to take every snap or every drill seriously, as if I need to be better than the next guy coming up because my position is on the line. I'm not solidified in my spot. And that's what I'm expecting from them because Hafley said that, right? And Sully also said that part of the reason that he liked the 1 year, how you say the 1 year contract is guys that's fighting, that have something to fight for. Is why he kind of like that. Real quick before I finish off. It's 28 of y'all in the building. Man, hit the subscribe, hit the like button. Help grow the channel, share the content. Yeah, and road to 900. But yes, so that part right there, and that's from veterans, like you said, the rookies, the UDFAs. I think everyone in the building, because one common theme about this team is that and especially I hear them asking the young guys, are how do y'all feel knowing that this is a place where there's opportunities to get playing time, to get there's positions open, right? And I think that motivate players a little bit more, understanding like, hey man, this is all open. From what the message that the coaches and the front office is giving us, no one is solidified in their position, and we're here to have the opportunity to get playing time, whether it's a star position or just being able to contribute or being a major contributor. I think these players should all take it serious as if, okay, they looking for people with the mindset. Hafley said, it's funny because when he said he was looking for on film, it ain't had nothing to do with X's and O's. I don't know if we made that clear enough for a lot of people. It ain't had nothing to do with X's and O's. Guess what he said? I want to see if you still give your 100% in the fourth quarter. I want to see if at the end of the game, are you getting fatigued or are you still giving it your all, whether you're up by a lot or you're down by a lot. Everything, it seems like what he's looking for out of players are mentally tough. And I think from that standpoint, you cannot teach that. You can't teach it. So in order for me to teach you to be the best that you can be, you already have to have those intangibles that come along with you, which is that that mindset, that no quit mentality. No one is going to beat me mentality. You get what I'm saying? I would never give up mentality. I think that is, when someone has something to pay for, something to prove, and have to earn something, it just means a little bit more. It does, and you give that extra effort. So these are the type of things that I'm expecting, and I will also be looking forward to going into all of these camps, the OTAs, the mini camps, the training camps, everything. I want to hear the stories coming out, even though I'm not there. Hey man, they weren't playing. They took this serious. Like, we made jokes, right? Before I pass it on, right? We made jokes about, oh, he gonna teach them how to stretch the right way. Paying attention to detail. No, everything is serious here. We don't take nothing for granted here. Practice make perfect. Perfect your craft. And be ready, because the type of practices that you're going to have to endure, it requires you to be in your tip-top shape and be well stretched. So those are the things that I'm looking for as far as the mentally, and people out there, like, they have to fight for the job and not secure in their position.
Lou, I got another question for you. I got a different question for you. You ready?
Absolutely.
Okay, speaking to, mentality and mental toughness, right? One thing that, you know, is going to be very new, or we don't know how new it's going to be, is this playbook. Do you think that during this time, it's a great way for Malik Willis to not only teach his young wide receiving core, but even the vets that are coming in? Because I don't think he's worked with anybody that's on this roster, right? When it comes to the playbook, even the offensive line, that's a new regime together. Like, all these groups, because we're about to get into the secondary. Do you think that during this time when they're coming in voluntarily, this is the time for them to not only bond, but to also learn the playbook together, just the repetition of it? Can you speak to that for me, please?
Well, that's crazy, for insanity, that you even posed that question to me, because when you posed the question originally to Tone and he gave the answer he gave, I was going straight to the playbook. So I'm glad.
Okay.
Yeah, we are definitely on point. To your point, this is a whole new coaching regime, from the defense to the offense. Well, maybe not so much the offense, because there's going to be similar concepts. But again, the playbook checks, things of that nature, play calls, all that's going to be different. And from that standpoint, from Sanity and Tone, it doesn't matter if you're a rookie or veteran. You're all learning the same thing over, right? So that would be the biggest thing I would look for. And a guy like Jacob Rodriguez, I know I brought it up earlier. We kind of talked about it on the other shows. Before the draft process, he was at the Senior Bowl or whatever. He was teaching the new player of ours, Kyle Lewis, how to punch out the ball, things of that nature. He was taking on a leadership role there. So I look at it and I bring up Jacob Rodriguez because he's in the linebacker room with a guy that was named an All-Pro linebacker for us, and Jordan Brooks, and again, he's a leader, right? But who knows if Jacob Rodriguez maybe picks up this playbook defensively more than Jordan Brooks. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying, could there be a possibility? And what I would want more, and I do believe Jacob Rodriguez has it in him from day one. Could you come in there? See, it's easy to lead a guy like Kyle Lewis or a guy that's on your level. Could you come in here day one and garner the respect from a Jordan Brooks if he's, let's say, having trouble or this, that, and the third? I think from that standpoint, doing a little homework, I know Tone loves that word, homework, and do your research before you come out here and talk. A lot of these players that we did draft, a lot of things they say, they're very smart, they're coachable, this, that, and the third. I think the rookies, in my opinion, the Caden Proctors, the Chris Johnsons, the Jacob Rodriguez, those kind of guys, that's what's going to make or break this team, in my opinion. I think the wild card, again, is Malik Willis, to your point. And I think Malik has already shown me enough from a leadership standpoint. People gravitate to him. What's going to take this team, and I hear a lot of people from Sanity Tone talk about, well, could this team be better than they are, or what people perceive? In my opinion, is going to be on the rookies. If the rookies can come in here and take over, and I don't want to say from day one we need all pros and stuff, but be contributors, be everything that people are saying. Caden Proctor from day one, be what they say you are. Jacob Rodriguez, come in here, be what they say you are. The Kyle Lewises come in here and be able to be versatile and make plays all over the field. If that happens, right, and they can build that camaraderie and get into that play work, Because I heard Tone say it earlier about playing fast. You know how you play fast? When you understand what you're doing, right? So from that standpoint, coming here, the expectation should be, especially in this month off, or I know you're coming in for treatment, this, that, and third. Again, we'll do a little bit more research and homework. But without these coaches, what I want, and for veterans, rookies, whoever, get in that playbook. So by the time we hit OTA, because another thing Hafley said, right? And I'll throw it back to you guys.
Installs.
What did Hafley say? He has 3 different installs.
Yep.
He had the first one. They just got through the second one. Now this third one is OTAs and training camp for the third and final install of his program. That's his plan, right? What his plan is should be for all these players to understand that third phase, right? So while he's teaching it in OTAs and training camp, you guys understand it. It's not I'm not saying everything's gonna be perfect. They're not gonna have everything down. But again, from your standpoint, the question you asked me saying about the playbook, it's a must. These guys must come in because they're all on the same grade. It's not the veterans have any say or any leverage over the rookies. They're all learning something new. So the faster they can all come together and learn it, that would be my biggest message. I get coming to the building, work and stuff, and again, get all that. Mine would be more classroom, playbook, learn it. So when we come out in OTAs, we can come out running and everybody understand or have a vast knowledge of what we're trying to accomplish. And if we do that, then, hey, man, maybe we could be more positive on this football team than a lot of us have been here recently. But I think the playbook, I think that was a great question for Sandy, because that's what this month and a half should be. Get in that playbook, learn it, understand it, and just come to where you're playing. You're not reacting, or you're reacting more than how am I trying to say it? You understand what
you're not
you're doing.
thinking. Like you're not overthinking. You're just
there you go,
instinctual.
You're not thinking. It's just happening. It's organic, right? You understand. You see what you've already seen it in the playbook or from a defensive scheme. You've seen it. Now you're just out there executing because you know what you're looking at. So yeah, these guys need to get in that playbook. I think it's very big for those guys and everybody across the board, veterans and rookies.
Tone?
Right. And I think, see, now that point right there with the not reacting and overthinking is, you remember what we were saying about how we want our linebackers to play attacking? That's how you play attacking style defense. You have to already know where you're going. You understand, trust your eyes, boom, see what you see, or know that you understand what you're seeing, and you just going full steam ahead. I think that is the part when it's called awareness. And when people say instincts and things that a lot of the instincts are, okay, I seen this, I know, boom, let me get there. I understand what where I need to be based on what I'm seeing here. And that's part of playing fast. That's what they said. Oh, he plays the game fast. Even when you're slow, football speed, all of these terms come from your understanding and film study and knowing a playbook, understanding your assignments, what I have to do. You already know what you have to do based on what you saw before. This is pre-snap. So all you doing is attacking. And that is very important and pivotal to rookies, any player growth when it comes to becoming a better player and perfecting your craft, understanding the playbook inside out, and then guess what they do? They start adding in those little extras here and there. Okay, let's put this little wrinkle here. Now we're confusing you because we already know what we're doing, and then you become a master of your craft. So I think that is a great, approach to take when it comes to, okay, we do multiple installs. Because by the time they get to the field, I want them to already understand the playbook, and they're just out here doing it live and say, okay, I already know what to do. Now I just want, because think of it from this point. Okay, I could tell you, oh, I need you to get, 8 yards of depth, right? Before you get there. But pre-snap, I need you to fake the blitz and this and that. What you have to learn is, okay, how long is it going to take me to get these 8 yards of depth? It's easy to say this in on the playbook, but when I'm out here, hey, listen, I have to be at least at 2 or 3 yards before this ball is snapped, or I'm not going to make those 8 yards in a timely manner that I need to. So that's what translating what you already know to the field. That's where that part come in at. But if you don't even know on this play, I need to get 8 yards of depth, and now you thinking about how many yards, not only are you slow, but then when you get it, you already out of position. So those are the things when you know the playbook help you to play fast. And you already know I already know I have to get to. So I'm thinking about that part. I'm trying to figure out how I could confuse you and not know exactly where I'm going to be or where I need to be. So the playbook, I think, is a very underrated aspect to these players' game, which is that's a great question for Sandy. Again, I'll echo the sentiment from Lou, because what we want our listeners to understand is when we talk about mentally, playbook is not only what you call that, the dog like mentality. It's always been smart to know what you're doing.
Mhm.
Everything. That's why they say the game is what, 90% mental. The physicality is just 10% of it, but 90% is meant, because you could be the fastest person in the world, but if you don't know where you're going, you're gonna be the first person to the wrong spot. We don't need that.
Gonna
So
look foolish.
yes, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna be going full speed to the wrong place, and then you mess it up for the whole team. Football is the ultimate team sport. And I think the quicker and the better you know and understand your position, is the quicker and the better you can understand what everyone else around you are doing. You understand? To know, okay, I have to get here because he's going to be here. And, his depth is from here to here. Especially if you're playing like zone or matchup zone or something like that. Oh, hey, listen, if I get this close to the hash, I know he's going to take it from here to there. So understanding that playbook is very key, pivotal. Again, 36 of y'all in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Shout out to our new subscribers. My bad for not saying that earlier. We see y'all. We do appreciate y'all every time we get new subscribers. That shows that this channel is growing and y'all are appreciating the content that y'all been receiving over here. 80% mental, 40% physical. That's 120%. You know what? No, they got to give 120%. I got you.
Sometimes maybe more than that when it comes to Hafley. But it also helps to build camaraderie amongst each other when you're doing it together, right? Understanding and really just hearing it over and over again. And not only that, let's get back into the elephant of the room, the film room. You have that use too. Like, let's not forget, like last year, that was quote unquote a big thing, people not showing up to do that. But when you have such a new group of guys coming together and you're trying to build, to Tony's point and Lewis's point, a new culture, you got to have that camaraderie, that brotherhood within there, and just doing sometimes the simple things together and just understanding and having conversations about, what you're seeing. Because I remember the first time we did film, right? Me, I'm looking and listening to what you guys are saying, and then and then we understand how we see the field, and then boom, you put that together, and you have such an explosive show. So shout out to that. Make sure you guys, tune in throughout the season. On Wednesdays, it's typically our film breakdown days during the season. It's gonna be fun.
Can I
Are we
add something?
ready? Yeah, go ahead,
One
Tony. Of
thing
course.
about that film and building camaraderie. See
Mhm.
that part also. See these. I'm glad you said a lot of things that should be elaborated on. See, if you notice when people work well together, guess what? They be like, oh, I know him, so I understand what he likes to do in this situation. Even though it's
Mhm.
called, he might gamble here, right? And even though that's not what the play called asked for, but I know my guy, and I say, okay, I could trust he's going to be here or he's going to do that. So if he see this, let's say this route concept, he understands tendencies of whoever they're playing. So he might jump this. So let me be able to have his back. That's building
Right.
camaraderie and understanding, and that's another element to the game that we need to pay attention to as well.
Speaking of camaraderie, let's get into where you need a lot of camaraderie.
Mm.
The secondary. Now there are some new pieces. There are some pieces that have been here, some that have seen the field, and some that have not. But the Miami Dolphins, do I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna ask it this way, Tony. They're young, but they're coachable. But there is a lot to be said about some of the wide receivers that we are going to be facing this season. How do you feel as of right now? We haven't seen too much. You haven't been to practice yet. What are your thoughts What are your thoughts and feelings about the Miami Dolphins secondary right now? We will circle back to this, guys, later. I
Well, it's
promise.
going to be for the most. Well, I'm not even going to say for the most part because I think at this point it's already a given. It's going to be a brand new secondary.
Hmm.
Not- what is this? 3 years in a row now?
Yep.
I believe it's 3 years in a row. So, um, I think defense, right, is one of the easiest things to transition to. You know, it takes the
Absolutely.
offense some time to get timing down and things of that nature. When you talk about defensively, guess what? You're most for the most part you're reacting to what, especially if you're playing man to man. So I think
Mhm.
what Hafley and defensive DB coach, I think what they need to focus on is understanding, in which this is what they're saying they're good at, right? Understanding what these players and especially our secondary are comfortable with. Are they more comfortable in being man to man, or are they more comfortable in zone? Because that would tell you a lot on how this secondary would grow and mature throughout the season as the season progresses. Like for instance, all throughout training camp last year, guess what I was telling people? I was telling people, hey, I don't know, it's just me, but it seemed like our secondary, this even before Storm Duck got injured, it seemed like they play better when they're doing man to man. And they aren't thinking, and they're trying to figure out these god doggone zones and what to be at. And this is when we see them making plays. But for some reason, they just kept them in the zone. I don't know, you know. So from that standpoint, I think Sully and Hafley said that, but Hafley said this a lot. He said it's his job to understand what his players are good at and then put them into the best position to be successful. That comes with understanding them. Because young, I get it. Right? I mean, you're gonna go through growing pains. I think the mental aspect, see, we can continue to go to this mental part. Listen, DB, hey, you're gonna get beat. For the most part, you out there on the island. But you can't hide. And we're in a division where we got some receivers coming in. So now it's gonna be, and then that schedule don't help
Uh-huh.
out. So, man, they're gonna be put to the test. They are. Quarterbacks that we're facing, hey, if we want to see how they grow and build, and if they are confident, especially Chris Johnson, hey, listen, they traded up to go get you, my brother.
Hmm.
Traded up to go get you. So, I think he's for at least from this standpoint. Obviously, they traded up to go get him, so they like him. So his position, I think we already going into the season expecting him to start. It was kind of crazy because I heard someone say they think he was going to start in the slot. I don't know, remember who it was, what platform that I heard. If that's the case, I don't like that. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like it. I need him out there in the boundary, but they did say he can play all over the field. But I think you could pencil him in as a starter, and that's a young rookie, but he seems to have the confidence and say he loved the pressure, he welcomed the pressure, he put that amount of pressure and expectations on himself. So this I guess that is the atmosphere that he thrived best in. From that's his words, not mine. So that's a great mindset. Matter of fact, that's the perfect mindset to have as a DB because you have to have short-term memory. You have to have short memory. You know how they say with quarterbacks, you have to have a short memory. When you don't, you have no turnover, throwing those interceptions. Cornerbacks, you do. You have to have a short memory. You're going to get beat. Anyone that think that just because he's a first round draft pick and they traded up for him that he isn't going to get beat, stop it. The best. Name any of the best. They have Reeves Allen. He got beat. Deion Sanders. He got beat. Temp Bailey. He got beat. You name we have Sam Madison, Patrick Surtain. They both got beaten before. You know what I'm saying? All the way to X-Man. Whoever you want to name, these guys have gotten beat. Whether it's deep, whether it's got routed, hey, the DB is the position that you can embarrass yourself, right? And it's not only in the passing game. Just think about this. When you got a running back coming full speed at you, and you the last line, well, not the last line of defense, but it's just you, and you got to get past this wide receiver. Typically, if he out there by the cornerback, that means he already got past them linebackers. So you could get stiff arm. We see a lot of the highlights from running backs is what? cornerbacks and secondary DBs getting stiff armed and ran over, and they even tried to come up with a rule to say to not drop your shoulder to protect these guys. One of the only rules that protect defense, I might add. So for the most part, I think if I could be fair, right? Last year, we all expected that secondary to not be up to par. We thought the front seven was going to have to hold the fort down until they get acclimated to the game and things of that nature. But they came in, albeit, two veterans, Rasul Douglas and Jack Jones. But correct me if I'm wrong, but they weren't the problem. It was the front seven. So I think, right, it's only fair we can, for me, my expectation, I expect for them to come in and play fast and quick. Unless they playing like majority zone, which I don't think Hafley does that a lot like that. I expect them to have a smooth transition because I don't give a pass. I'm not even going to say a pass. I expect defenses to have a smoother transition than I expect from offensive players. I do. Because defense playbooks aren't, if you look at a defensive playbook, bro, there's nowhere near as much to learn on a defensive playbook as the offensive playbook. It's not even close. Like, let's not even think about that, right? And it's very easy to simplify the game for defenders than it is for offensive players. So my expectations are, I think they should come in and at bare minimum, especially Chris Johnson, be serviceable. And I don't expect them to be giving up a bunch of plays or nothing like that. I think they should, earn their keeps. I'm not giving them pads because they new or they're young or nothing like that. Now we seen young people come in the game and play, especially Chris Johnson. I'm sorry, Chris Johnson. Listen, Sauce Gardner, Kenyon Mitchell, two what they were defensive back-to-back season, defensive rookies of the year and back-to-back season. So Chris Johnson, my brother, the pressure is on for you. So my expectations for the secondary not to struggle as much as we would think they would just because they're new.
Lou?
Yeah, I told people last year not to worry so much about the secondary. And it ended up being that, for the most part, I was right on that. I know there was a guy earlier said I've never been right about nothing in 4 years. So now I'm glad we brought
on who
that
that is.
well, it's someone I don't know. I really don't talk about people I don't know like that. It was some random that came into space today. Someone that says they're not on the internet like that. Yeah. But they've been listening to me be wrong for 4 years. Either way, the secondary should be fine. But I'm glad Tone was bringing up the zone. I hate zone.
Yes.
I'm gonna be specific. I hate it. I hate watching it. I hate coaching it. Tone said something earlier about football is the ultimate team game, especially when you're talking about zone, because a lot of times you're passing off certain players and it's this, that, and the third. And with a lot of younger players, I would say specifically in our secondary that we're going to be trying out, even some of our, like the Juju Brents, you could consider him a veteran, but he's never played a full season. So again, is he really that experienced? We just got a bunch of young guys. And in zone, I could see us being in trouble a little bit because it's just, to Tone's point earlier, you're worried about depth. You're worried about, I can't go this far. I got to stay in here. And you get a guy like a Amon-Ra St. Brown that is an elite route runner and just understands the game. He's going to find that soft area in the zone. He's going to sit down, and an experienced quarterback is just going to hit him constant time after time again. I look at our secondary the way it is now, and I see we're getting away from some of the fast. Well, I don't want to say fast because we got a bunch of fast guys, but they're bigger in my opinion now.
Yes.
You're seeing the 6 foot, the 6'1", the Juju Brents,
the
the 6'3".
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, Tone, for insanity? It seems like Hafley is looking for a more physical, kind of get in your face, kind of approach from his corners. I would say play a little bit again, and I gotta hold it. Tone said it. Gotta hold him to his word. He said it's not about so much about scheme with him. He's gonna identify what his players do well, and he's gonna accentuate those things that they do well. That's his words, not mine. I would say, especially early, while you're in the process of teaching this, that, and the third, not saying you get away from zone completely, but if I had to put my fingerprint on the secondary now where I think they could be more successful, I think Juju Brents is more of a man press corner.
Mm-hmm.
I think a Chris Johnson of a press man corner. Let those guys get physical, especially early in the season. If we want to kind of see some early results from that defense, don't have them really playing zone. Again, Lewis likes to be physical, right? We heard about the big nickels and stuff. So again, previous past years, it was always Cater Kohu in our nickel. You could probably see a lot of Cal Lewis playing a bigger nickel, like almost like a hybrid safety linebacker role, right? I just think for me, the secondary will be fine. And I think over the season, just like what we seen Tone and Finsanity last year about our rookies were on the defensive line, right? And it took them a little time to kind of get into their own. And later in the season, you've seen that D-line playing better and better. I think that will be with the secondary as well. I think in moments, especially in man coverage, I think they'll be fine. I think they could have some issues in zone early. But, you know, if Hafley is the coach and the teacher that he says he is, hopefully it doesn't take him that long. And hopefully he plays a little bit more man. Because in my opinion, I don't know how y'all feel. I think from where we are now, just talking today, I think we are a more of a man press team than sit back in zone type team. I don't know if y'all feel about that, but I think the secondary, all in all, I think they'll be fine.
And the man is easier, just it's easier to play. But the man in front of you, stick in front of him, you go. So you don't have to it takes away the thinking, at least from earlier in the season. But you know what, Lou, you did bring up something, and I was like, hold on. Like the Juju Brents and the guys, because we think just because like we drafted, you know, Chris Johnson. Okay, Chris Johnson Jr. For the most part, they're experienced. I just thought about it when I was thinking like we inexperienced. No, we got a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Right? They have experience on there. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's the guy that they brought, like Marco Wilson that they brought over? Bro, he been in the league about 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Alex Austin, well, we know Ethan Bonner been here for like a couple years, so he's not here. Juju Brent, isn't Juju Brent like 3-4 years experience?
I think he's about 3-4 years in. Yep.
Right. The AJ Greens, like all of the guys that they brought in. I think the only unit that is actually young, now that I think about it, is our not a secondary, the safety. Because I think outside of Lonnie Johnson. Lonnie Johnson, the rest of them are pretty young. I know Dante Trader Jr., this is second year. Right? So but that Colbert dude, this got to be his second or third year. Lonnie Johnson is what he's a vet. Like, he's
probably like 7-8 years in. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But the dude that they brought over, we thought Zane Anderson. Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm trying to put it up. Zane Anderson. Zane Anderson, he's 4 years. So yeah, and Lonnie Johnson, my bad, I was wrong. He 8 years in the game. Okay. So it's not like there are a bunch of young cats that don't understand defense, that aren't acclimated to the speed of the NFL. They are. For the most part, they all have experience playing in the NFL. So let's not make the same mistake that we did last year. Thank you, Lou, for pointing that out. Just automatically expecting it to be trash just because they're new on this defense. Well, who knows? They probably have experience in the type of defense they've been running. Now we know cover 3 is cover 3 wherever you go. Now there are wrinkles to everyone's, and it's basically how you disguise it or certain, nuances and wrinkles that people put in there. But for the most part, you understand the basics of everything. So all I'm focusing you on is teaching you how to run it my way. You understand?
Absolutely.
I don't need to teach you cover 3. I don't need to teach you cover 2. You for sure don't need to teach man to man, right? I don't need to teach you, what you call them, in phase or out of phase. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need to teach you this. You understand this. Are you in quads? Oh, damn, you in quads? You know what I'm saying? Are you in flag? Oh, shucks, that was in quarters. That what y'all were doing? That was, things like that. They already understand the concept. That's why I don't panic when it comes to defense. If you notice, right? Because I'm a big defensive player. I mean, like I love defense when I watch it. When my team is good on defense, I enjoy watching them play football. Like y'all could have had that greatest show on surf and all that. That's for y'all. I don't mind it. I would love, I like look at it and you go. But when my team it's great on defense, I'm like, hurry up and get in because I want to see my team inflict pain on someone, right? And that's what I like to see.
Violence.
You see, do you notice? For the most part, the good defenses they good defense from week 1. Like offense got to catch up to them from week one. They're like, hey, yeah, we here. Yeah, we finna show you because they flying around, they blitzing, they doing whatever they got to do. Or we gonna get physical with you. Don't let you do what you got to do. And those type of things is like I said, it's because it's easier to transition from defense, no matter what level you do, because it's simplified, more simplified in the things that you do. When it comes to offense, it's way more complicated. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we're gonna have this complex defensive scheme that these guys are going to have to learn a lot. I just don't think so. And for the most part, they're veterans anyway. So that's just for the listeners. Just don't be over. I don't get so panic, but don't be overly concerned about what about the secondary just because it's newer faces. A lot of these guys I just pointed out 8 years, 4 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years. These are guys with experience in the NFL. So.
At the end of the day, bro, the biggest question for the secondary, and I'm sorry for saying it if you were getting ready to say something.
White Lightning, Coach Mo, shut up. My bad. Go ahead.
White Lightning? No, White Lightning, again, we got to get something from them. What I will say is the biggest concern, because to your point, right, the 3, 4, 5 year guys and hell, the Lonnie Johnson's the 8 year in. A lot of these guys, their problem is they haven't been able to stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's their problem.
Juju
Brent is one. Storm Duck, listen, you were named a starter last year. You were going to start. He ended up missing the season because he got hurt, right? So there's a guy that has all the potential in the world, but again, hasn't been able to stay healthy on the field. That's the number one concern. But this is the same thing that I said last year, Tone, in Insanity, about the secondary. Even if you are lackluster in the back end, and let's say there is some concerns back there, what helps that is a dominant front seven. That's what helped it, right? And again, we got to talk about the Josh Uches of the world. If he can get back to the level he was at 2.5, 3 years ago when he got 11.5 sacks for New England. Can we get another step from Chop Robinson, and Chop Robinson can get constant pressure? Can that D-line of Zach Sealer get back and Seiler getting now 10, 11 sacks a season and creating pressure up front? Can the Zeke Biggers of the world and Kenny Grants of the world be stout against the run? Because all that helps a young, developing secondary, right? So, Tone, I know we're talking about the secondary, and that's fine, but I just want to highlight, because you know how people, again, you know how the fans will listen, right? And it's all about the secondary, and I just don't want it, because I understand they haven't showed their full potential, right? We had a bunch of guys that have to show potential, right? What I'm saying is I just don't want people just to put it all on the secondary. The secondary needs help. That's just the Denver Broncos. Listen, they got Patrick Surtain and Jalen's cousin that was over there, right? 2 very good corners over there. But you know what they have? A dominant front seven.
Mm-hmm.
Houston, right? They got Stingley out there. They got Petrie over there at the safety position, right? Or the nickel position, right? You know what they have over there? A dominant front seven.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the secondary in Houston, what would they tell you, Tony, for saying, oh, well, that Derek Stingley, he's one of the best in the game, which is valid. You don't think it helps having Will Anderson get 16.5 sacks a season? You don't think that ball has to come out a little bit earlier and let Derek Stingley maybe take some extra chances or maybe get a little extra physical as receiver when that ball, instead of getting out in 3.5, 4 seconds, has to come out in a second and a half? You don't think that helps the secondary? So all I'm saying is, for the people that only want to talk about secondary and highlight the secondary, again, there's some young pieces in here that are going to need time to develop. And all I'm saying is there's other aspects and other ways to disguise or mask a lackluster secondary. And that's, other pieces on that defense. I just wanted to highlight that.
Great point.
Absolutely. Just gonna get this is just like a mentality question, a preference, not even mentality, a preference question, because there will be times, we don't know how many times, but hopefully we're in a game, right? And there might come a 2-minute drill and the defense is on the field. Tone, since we're talking about the secondary, what would you prefer them to be in a 2-minute drill? Let's say they're starting from their own 35 and they got to get a field goal. What would you prefer?
You mean the opposing team got to get down and get a field goal?
Yes. Yeah, we're talking about the secondary. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. What would
yeah,
you
because
want?
I'm like,
What would
huh?
you yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. What would you want
we need
our
to stop.
defense
So
to be
basically,
in?
2 minutes left, and we need to stop. That's basically what you're saying.
We need to stop.
Team is on the
Yep.
35. We need to stop. I do now. I'm glad you asked me. Thank you for asking me this question. What
Of
I
course, I
don't want them
try.
to be, what I don't want them to be in is that stupid prevent defense that prevent defense prevent you from winning games. That's what I don't. You know what I like in
The
those kind of.
trauma.
You know what I know. I like when aggressive defenses. Even and I don't care if it's zone. I don't care if it's method. I like blitz pressure, simulated pressure. You know why? Because the offense are sped up because they're against the clock. And just sitting down, sitting back, giving them easy throws does nothing but settle them in and help them get momentum going. But if you
And
are
get their tempo.
attacking and making them have to make the right, because listen, you got to make the right play because if you don't have
Mhm.
an opportunity to get the ball back, so now the pressure is on you.
Mhm.
Man, you force a negative play on first or second down, that amplifies the pressure. So yes, I like a attack style defense. I do not care. You know, I'm not gonna say, oh, I want him to be in man to man or nothing like this. No, I want you to be. I would love for them to be impressed though. If it's zone or not, be impressed. Throw the wide receivers off their routes, bump them, disrupt them as much as possible because they're thinking. They're thinking, I can't mess this up. Time, I had to get out of bounds. I got to get down. The down distance. They're thinking about so many things at once. Guess what? Give them something else to think about. Push them, shove them. What happened if I get knocked off my route? You get what I'm saying? So yes,
Mhm.
please. I would prefer for our defense to be in attack mode. I'm not gonna say what type of defense I want them in, but I would love for them to be in attack mode. Because you know what? And I'll end it here. You know what I noticed? When teams go into prevent and then that team all of a sudden start to get 2, 3, 4 first downs, well, let's say 1 or 2 first downs, guess what defenses typically do? Switch back to the normal defense that they've been playing to stop them from getting on the road. Well, why you don't do that from the beginning? It baffles me. I never understood it. Why teams do that? No. Prevent defense only prevent you from winning games. Period. But yes, so attack style defense, Sandy. No.
Yeah, if you're gonna ask me the same question, again, I'm not gonna be too long. It's the same thing with Tone. No soft zone. Depending on timeouts, and now we're talking about situational football, but depending on timeouts and
Yeah.
stuff, cover the sidelines, right? Make the tackles inbounds, speed the offense up, like Tony's saying. Put the pressure on them. Make them think about, because already in a 2-minute drill, you're already thinking, right? If the more pressure you can cause and the more havoc you can cause, the better, right? You're putting pressure on that offense. So I'm with Tone 100%. For me, again, whether it's man or zone, I would like to see our corner. I'm tired of watching the days where our corners, it's 2nd and 8 and our corners are 11 yards off the ball.
Yeah, like what?
And we're just sitting around and none of that. We got these physical guys. We got these 6-foot guys. Let them get their hands on them. Let them listen, you can only touch a receiver within the first 5 yards anyway. Like, why are we sitting 8 yards back? So, yeah, I'm with Tone. Listen, no soft zones. Put pressure, whether it comes organically or sometimes you have to, put it out there yourself in disguise and maybe blitz or do something. But just, again, do not sit in that soft zone and let teams just go pick you apart. Because I heard what you said, Vincent, about the question, right? Oh, they need a field goal to win. A lot of these field goal kickers now, to Tony's point, you get 3 or 4 first downs. These guys are making, it's not like the 90s where a 50-yard was an accomplishment. Insanity, Tone, these guys are making 60, 65 plus, and they're looking, these are routine field goals now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're telling me these teams are starting at the 35, hell, 2 first downs, you're already across the 50. By the 3rd first down, these guys are ready or in field goal range. So now I'm 100% on Tone. If you're going to beat me, you're going to beat me with my best 11, and you're going to beat me at my best. I'm not just sitting back and playing these soft zones and let you march it down my throat. You're going to have to go earn it. I'm with Tone. Be physical and be aggressive.
And I love the simulated
Absolutely.
pressure. If I could get one preference, Vicinity, I would love for simulated pressure because that's you giving the illusion that you're blitzing, but you aren't. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, and then it also messes up the mentality of the quarterback and the communication because now you're thinking I have to go hot, and then you're like, oh, that's not there. Now you got to stand back there and reread the field, and it's like, oh, we're already positioned. Oh, listen, great conversation, amazing. You guys definitely killed it today. I enjoyed the show. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the show. Tone, Lou, do you have any other things you want to discuss, say, final points? I'm good. I'm good. You good?
Yeah, I do appreciate no. I do appreciate everything, man. Just shout out to the chat, man. I see y'all in there. Gameboy 305, I see you with the he said Tone, Alex is 40% PTO, 40% sick time, and 20% days off. I'm sorry, but y'all know Gameboy 305. He always going up my boy Alex. So I see you over there, Gameboy. I don't know who it was, right? So Animal Kingdom. Whoever recommended that to me, I think it was, I forgot who it was.
The show?
Yes.
Oh, you just okay, yes. Okay.
So I finished it this weekend. Not bad, I'll be honest with you. Not bad, but I'm not gonna lie. Game Boy 305, shout out to you, put me on Peaky Blinders. I've messed with it. I can't stand none of those characters in Animal Kingdom. None of them. Like when it seems Pope is the closest one. Shout out to whoever. Pope is the closest one that I'm like, okay, I'll rock with Pope because Pope was Pope no matter what. I don't know if y'all know that's Andrew. If y'all ever watched it, I'm like, okay, at least he was slow. He had a problem from the get go, right? But I couldn't stand none of them. I tried to get it with Jay. Jay turned out to be a lame. You know what? I'm about to start cussing. But shout out to whoever put me. Hey yo, y'all throw something else out to me. You know what I'm saying? I got the VC. I put it to work. But yeah, I wouldn't be going back watching that. Even though it was a good show. I'm not gonna say it was bad. To what it was a lot of extra stuff that I could have dealt without. But this is my first show that I actually watched that I can't stand none of the characters. None of them. The closest I got to was Andrew, but then Andrew towards the end, just But yeah, go ahead, man. That's all I wanted to say. I wanted to add that and shout out to, and that's for the chat because y'all be giving me all kind of recommendations and they've been on fire so far. So at least I haven't had one bad request. I'll say this, but yeah, them people pissed me off on that dang show.
Yeah, and I'll say this. Did you just tell y'all throw more stuff at me? Is that what you said?
Throw more TV suggestions, okay? Throw out more suggestions.
That's not what I heard. I just heard y'all throw more stuff at me. I was like, hey, yo, we haven't done that in a while, but hey, yo, that's a while.
Y'all were doing so well since I've been on here. No pause moments, but I guess it's the all season.
Yeah, shout out to y'all. Yeah, but shout out to y'all. Yeah, and Bones, I agree with that too, man. Forget that show. This show is fire. That is a fact, man. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe, man. 280 y'all still in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? Help the channel grow, man. And shout out again to all our new subscribers and all our people in the chat that have been rocking with us from day 1, 2, 3, or 1 year in, 2 years in. All of y'all, bro. We appreciate every last one of y'all.
I just want to say, Lou, you want to go?
No, go ahead, Vincent.
No, I just wanted to shout out Tone because I'm really loving this slide that we're all on. Like this is dope. I was looking at the little integral, details, and I was like, okay, I like this one. Yeah, of course. Lou, go ahead.
Well, listen, I've learned a couple things today, Finsanity, and I'll end it, with this. I've learned today that when I don't show up for like the first 4, maybe 5 hours of the space, it's boring. The numbers don't be up. They don't be talking about none but the soft NBA now.
Yeah.
But I did find out something saying when I do show up.
Oh no, you show up.
The spaces go up. I did find that out.
Are you carrying spaces, Lou?
Well, I had to
I'm
carry
not gonna
it
lie.
today. You know what I'm saying?
He was throwing all that number games out. I'm like, the man got 3 extra people to come in. But I'm gonna leave that alone. But Vincent, he was talking about him making all that noise. I know a certain other 2 people got in and those numbers was moving. I'm just gonna say, with the other 2 people got into it. I was looking at the numbers. I said, oh, no, they coming in for this one. You know what I'm saying? This one over here, he he was over exaggerating, but them other two.
Now, I will say, I mean, that is factual. I only got 3 more people to come in, but before that, before them 3 people came in, there was like 7 that fell off. So I'm just saying, I don't know where the map. I don't know where the map be mapped. And again, Vincent, that other space where them other 2 got into it, that was someone else's space. Tone, you know who was doing that one?
That was your space, the one you ran. But I'm just saying,
okay.
You ain't had nothing to do with them numbers that time, though. I know. We're not. You know what? I'm not bringing the drama over here, man. We can.
Well, I brought them people together.
Boy, yeah, you did. Boy,
I'm a people person. I'm a people person. Listen, at the end of the day, the next time. What do you know? You know one thing.
I know one thing. That 2027 trip gonna be real interesting, and I know what I know a certain individual won't step a foot in the state of Florida. I'm gonna leave it right there. I ain't gonna elaborate. I'm gonna leave it right there.
What do you mean by that?
If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say. I heard people very comfortable at home, but on weekends, they turn into Mike McDaniel Dolphins in the cold weather.
there you go. For the people that don't follow us on Twitter, now you better go and follow us, because this is what you get over there. The next time you will see myself, my sister, and my brother will be the Wednesday episode of the Blitz Pickup. Y'all know how we do. We'll have more great conversation and more topics for you guys. With that being said, we're gonna get up out of here. No bang tonight though, because again, Vincent, I learned another thing today in them Twitter spaces. When you get certain individuals talking, right? This is what it sounds like.
Both teams play hard. Both teams play hard. Both teams play hard. God bless and good night.
hey, shout out to Ant-Man though. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I'm gonna leave it alone.
I'm just saying, I don't know who won those debates today, Tone. That's all I'm saying. It sounded friendly today, is all I'm saying.
We know who won the game though, right?
The VC game,
Hey,
2.5. I heard 2.5 won the game.
Now I know we had shout out to our homegirl Jess, right? You know, the sister, right? We used to say how her DMs used to be on fire. I'm not gonna lie. My DMs might lit her. 26 in 20 minutes is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. 26 DMs in 20 minutes, my brother. That's more than 1 DM per minute. Y'all understand how you know what? I'm gonna leave it alone. But yeah, Lou, man, you can get us up out of here, my brother.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get us up out of here, and let me do what I do best. Joseph Bell,
just to get a DM game up.
Yeah. I'm gonna get Jess. Hey, Jess, salute to Jess, by the way, the homie for life, sister for life. But Joseph Bell, Lewis is the black version of Big O, has bad takes and insults anybody who disagrees with him rather than engaging in thoughtful debate. No, I only do that to idiots like you. I only do that to idiots like you. I have thoughtful debates with my brother Tone and my sister Finsanity all the time. But idiots like you'll be an idiot over here, just like you're an idiot over there at Big O. If Big O calls you a dumbass, I salute Big O. With that being said, we'll see y'all Wednesday, especially you, Joseph Bell, chat warrior.
And that's by order of the Peaky Blinders.